are driven by the needs, and they are actually innovations are something which sets out the trend. So we are going to be talking about one particular trend which is being talked about very, very widely and loudly in the industry today, which is in the space of virtualization. Virtualization is one space that each one of us are talking about in the industry. But what is really driving the need for virtualization is the sprawl of the IT infrastructure. And the IT infrastructure sprawl doesn't just comprise of one part of the infrastructure. It comprises of applications, it comprises of the infrastructure in terms of the compute, it comprises of the network, and most importantly, it also comprises significantly of the storage, because today we are talking of digital world. And one thing which is really growing exponentially in any enterprise or any kind of environment today is really the data. And to manage all of this today, most of the organizations are challenged with 70% of the resources in terms of monetary resources, in terms of skill sets, in terms of technology are being driven towards managing this, and only 30% of the resources are being invested towards innovations. What's really needed is actually the reverse of it. So one of the elements which is really driving this is the space of is the technology of virtualization, which is also being looked at very, very keenly in the industry as a trend. Today, storage is challenged with a lot of issues. Scalability is becoming more and more challenging because capacities are growing much larger, technologies are emerging. We are looking at optimizing the infrastructure. While we are investing in more and more capacities, but possibly the utilization level of those capacities are much, much lower. Because of newer type of applications like multimedia applications coming in, applications like mobile, messaging, applications like mobile transactions coming in, is generating exponential data, which is really pushing the data to the extreme. And in these kind of environments, any kind of downtime is really going to cost business a lot of expense. It can even possibly lead to business outage. So we all have looked at adopting some of the technology elements, and virtualization is one key element which has been driven. What is really virtualization trying to help us to do? It is helping us to reduce infrastructure costs, because I am today able to improve the resource utilization. Consolidation was one such trend which was started few years back, when we brought in multiple physical servers into one large physical server. We brought in multiple applications into one large instance. We brought in external storages, the direct attached storages into our SAN connected devices, one step. Moving further, we are trying to optimize it more, and that is where the virtualization is playing a role. It also helps us to minimize the cost of operations, because when I have lesser number of physical devices and lesser complex elements which are easily manageable, I can possibly look at reducing the management skills which are really deployed around this. And I can actually have technologies which can give me a better business continuity, which can help me to translate my business from one element of technology to the next element of technology with the least amount of disruption. And this will help me generate incremental business for our enterprise. What really is virtualization? Is it really limited to the space of the compute? Because that is where today we are seeing the adoption. The answer is not really so. If you really see, virtualization can be at different elements. It could be within the system, at the application layer, it could be on the server, it could be also on network or storage. Objective is simplify the administration, improve the utilization, and therefore translate to a better TCO and an improved ROI on the investment that organization would have made. What are the elements in the IT infrastructure which are, the business cases for virtualization? It's not just the compute. Today, the elements which are really getting virtualized are in the server space, because we are putting more and more powerful CPUs. We are putting CPUs which are clocking gigahertz of speed. We are putting very, very large memories into the system, and the utilization levels of these resources are, very, very small, 20%, 25%. So that is one element which has really driven the need to improve the utilization, and therefore virtualize these physical resources into multiple resources and get the better benefit out of it. But does it get limited or constrained to that? Answer is not really so, because my data center infrastructure is not just compute. I have a network element, I also have a storage element. And within these two subsystems, there are elements which are susceptible to situations which will force improved utilization of resources. For example, if I have to look at network side, can I create a virtual IP environment where, when the infrastructure moves from one technology to another, or I failed my failed set of components, I replace the failed set of components, or I replace the older technology with a newer technology. Can I minimize the downtimes because I may need to do a lot of reconfigurations in the setup? Similarly, on the storage side, I have disk capacities available. We have electronics which are driving the performance of the application available. Can we look at virtualizing some of these elements? That's what really is driving the need for virtualization. So storage virtualization is a trend which is being talked about in the industry because the benefits of server virtualization have already been seen. The next layer of virtualization has to move towards the storage infrastructure because that is where the largest amount of investments are going because of capacities. There is also a lot of heterogeneity in this space with a lot of proprietariness or a lot of proprietary behavior of storage devices from different vendors. And what is also really driving is standardization in some standard features which most of us in any kind of business environment will require. For example, business continuity features, examples like thin provisioning which will improve utilization, and also data migration because this will give me seamless movement from one generation of technology to the other generation. If we really look at the approach towards storage virtualization, there are essentially 3 or 4 approaches. The most elementary approach which has existed for a very, very long time in the industry is the host-based virtualization where we use the volume manager to concatenate multiple volumes and create a large disk at the storage at the server system layer. But moving forward, we are looking at creating virtualization at the storage device level, where within the disks, can I create virtual pool of virtual devices, irrespective of type of disk technologies, irrespective of RAID levels, and therefore improve the utilization. The next level of virtualization is, can I pool multiple disk devices coming from different technologies, pool together as one large pool of disk devices, improve the utilization, improve the longevity of the technology that I have invested in because I could possibly incorporate certain sets of technology which otherwise lacked in the previous generation technologies. Now, between the host and the storage device, what exists is a network. Can I create a virtual infrastructure of storage at the fiber channel infrastructure layer or at the TCP/IP layer where the iSCSI as an architecture is captured? And last but not the least, the tape virtualization because today 24/7 really demands much better availability of information, much quicker restorability of information, and which is where the adoption of virtual tape devices is gaining acceptance in the industry. So these are some of the elements that are being looked at from the industry's perspective when we are talking about virtualization of the storage infrastructure. This is our view of creating a virtual IT infrastructure. Essentially, not just to have one pool of resources serving different applications, but on the storage side, having a pool of storage capacities from different technologies, completely agnostic to what kind of technology which you may buy over a period of time, completely agnostic whether that particular technology has a capability to deliver certain features, because once you bring it behind this virtual cloud, this will allow you to enable all kinds of services which you would eventually require from the business perspective. So that was on the SAN infrastructure. Similarly, on a TCP/IP network, which because we all are very, very conversant with the IP network more than the FC infrastructure, and there is an adoption of TCP/IP network. So we are also talking about technologies which will allow you to create a virtual pool of infrastructure, a storage infrastructure sitting on a TCP/IP network, and this TCP/IP network could be in a large building running from first floor to the 10th floor, and I have a network. I could have these storage devices sitting in different floors, all of them pooled together as one single storage resource. And what it also gives me is not just a low cost of ownership, also it gives me high availability, because today we talk about RAID availability or RAID implementation within the device. This allows us to create a pool of multiple storage devices and which can be pooled as a network across, the network RAID across multiple elements in that subsystem. So just a quick representation. As you grow, you can just continue to add the capacities on an IP network. You can have various technologies to service different kind of application demands, and all of them can be managed from a single console. So manageability makes it much more simpler for the organizations to manage this kind of infrastructure. With that, I just want to quickly share a couple of analyst views. We have IDC talking about the kind of investment savings that organizations can make by deploying virtualization, in totality, not just limiting it to the compute, but taking it forward to the storage infrastructure layer. People have seen the extent of 300 plus kind of percentage in terms of returns on investments, and people are confident that this is what is the next wave which is going to drive the industry to adopt virtualization towards the totality in the IT infrastructure. So with that, I will quickly come to an end, and we'll be happy to answer any of your queries at a later point in time today. Thank you so much.